Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching and subscribing. And if you're just visiting, please consider subscribing. Today's topic was completely inspired by Joss Jane. She's the queen of creating tags and especially taking tags from beauty community and adapting them to fragrances. In fact, the very first video that I did was fragrance collection tag, which she created. And so I thought, this is such a creative and fun idea and I want to do the same. So I saw a tag going around in the beauty community. I think it's called Makeup Brand Tag. I'm really not sure who created it, so I can't credit anyone here. But I tried to adapt this tag to fragrances. So I hope you enjoy this, and I would like to tag the following ladies to do this. I will also link their channels in the description. But in general, I don't think you need to be tagged to do this video. So I hope anyone who likes it does it. And if you do, please let me know because I would love to know your answers. So there are 11 questions in total. Let's get started. So the first question is house or perfume that you loved when you first started your collection that you still love. For me, it's definitely Chanel. There's something very classical, timeless, very beautiful about Chanel. And two fragrances in specifically is Chance, this is Eau Fresh, and this is Eau Tendre. I'm sure most of you are familiar with these. I don't need to tell you much about these. They're both fresh, easygoing, beautiful fragrances. The Eau Fresh is a little bit more green and citrusy, and Eau Tendre is a little bit sweeter, a little more flowery, but both are beautiful everyday scents. So you can see that both of these have been used quite a lot, and I've had many bottles prior to these two, and these will continue to be staples in my collection. The second question is house or perfume that you moved on from. And whatever fragrances I don't have to show you, I'll put pictures up somewhere up here. And for me, this is Elizabeth Arden green tea. I've had a few bottles quite a few years back, and I really enjoyed the scent. I really love green tea type of scents, but somehow I feel like I've grown up from this scent. It's just, I find it a little bit too simplistic, the whole plasticky bottle, a little juvenile maybe in my opinion. So it is still a beautiful scent, but I no longer use it. Question number 3, house or perfume that you thought was very expensive, but now you consider a must in your collection. And for me, it's Creed. I've heard for years so much hype about Creed, and it just seemed like such an unattainable fragrance to have. But hopefully, as you saw in my last haul, I purchased my first Creed fragrance. This is Virgin Island Water, and this is stunning for the summer. This is sitting on the beach, drinking pina colada, relaxing, enjoying yourself. This is beautiful for the summer and a must in my collection at the moment. Next question is house or perfume that you don't want to try just because of the bottle design. This and the next question are very interesting to me because obviously I purchase a fragrance because I love a scent, and that's the most important thing. And I would never purchase a fragrance just because I liked a bottle but didn't like a scent. But also, if I like the scent but I really dislike a bottle, I also will not purchase it. For me, enjoyment of fragrances is not just the scent, but it's the overall experience. It's the beautiful packaging and the beautiful bottle design, and just holding and looking at that beautiful bottle. And that's why I display my fragrance collection. I don't hide it somewhere in a drawer. So going back to the question, so house or perfume that I don't want to try just because of the bottle design. And for me, this is Montal. I'm just not a fan of their bottles. I mean, the whole clickety thing on the top I find annoying every time you move the bottle. The bottles themselves are very light, very bright colors. They remind me of hairspray, especially the bigger bottles. And there's just something about these bottles that I don't like. I've had one bottle in my collection. I think it was Rose Elixir, if I remember correctly, and I sold it. And honestly, the main reason was I really disliked the bottle design. Now, never say never. That doesn't mean that I'm never going to try Montal. In fact, I'm strongly considering trying out their smaller bottles, 20 ml, and I'm hoping that maybe I will like the design of those better. We shall see. The next question is kind of going along with this one. That's a house of perfume that you bought because bottle design lured you in. And for me, this is a fragrance that I mentioned numerous times. This is Nobile 1942, Dances of the Dragonflies. And originally, it was the bottle design and the name that really got my interest in this fragrance, and I got a sample to try it. And of course, the scent did not disappoint. This is a beautiful baked apple that could be worn any time of the year. This is good for warm weather and for cold weather. It is stunning, but originally my interest came from the bottle design and the name. I mean, both I think are just whimsical fairy tale kind of, and I just really love it. Next question is popular house of perfume that you've never tried and don't want to try. So for those of you that watched my fragrance collection, I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't have a single perfume from Narciso Rodriguez. And I've never had a bottle from that house. And I'm not sure exactly why it is, but that's just a house that I'm not interested in at all, at least for now. Obviously, all of these answers are subjective and correspond to my preferences at the moment. Things can change anytime. So it's just, first of all, the fragrances themselves are just so heavy in musk. They're not my favorites. And just everything about the bottle design, the scent, I'm not sure why, but this is just a house that doesn't pique my interest at all. And at the moment, I don't think I want to try anything. Next question, what house or perfume best encapsulates your current fragrance preference or aesthetic? And I chose Maison Francis Kurkdjian Amoureuse Femme. I haven't tried that much from this house, but from what I have tried, this is definitely my favorite, and that's obviously why I purchased the full bottle. This is a floral, woody, slightly luminous fragrance where everything is just blended so beautifully together and nothing really stands out. This could be a beautiful day scent or night scent, or it would be great signature scent, and I think this will be a beautiful wedding scent. So really, I think this would apply to a multitude of occasions. And also, I love the simple, beautiful, clean edge kind of bottle design. So at the moment, this is really what I love. Okay, next question. House of perfume that gives you exclusivity vibe. For me, it's the house of Frederic Malle, and especially Portrait of a Lady. I am really interested in trying this fragrance, but this house sort of intimidates me. I feel like I'm not cool enough to try it, or my nose is not developed enough to try it. And by many critics, it's considered that Portrait of a Lady is the rose fragrance. And as you know, rose is one of my favorite notes in perfume, but I don't think I'm ready to try Frederic Malle and Portrait of a Lady, but one day, I'm sure. Next one is lackluster release from a house that you love. Now, I chose Lancôme, but not the original La Vie Belle, but all of the flankers that came out. Now, I know the original La Vie Belle gets a lot of bad reputation because it's so popular and so many people wear it, but to me, it doesn't matter. I really enjoy the scent. It's beautiful, sweet caramel praline with beautiful patchouli. I really enjoy it. But at the end of the day, this is not a super complex or interesting fragrance. I think it is quite simple, everyday type of fragrance. And there have been so many flankers of this, and I've tried some of them, and to be honest, they're all very similar, with slight differences, but at the end of the day, similar. And so, you know, one or two, I understand. I mean, they're trying to capitalize on the success of this fragrance, but so many, I'm just not interested. They kind of bore me at this point because, well, I think if you have one, that's kind of enough. They're not different enough to justify having so many flankers. Okay, we're left with two questions. So the next one is niche house or perfume that you would like to be more easily available. I chose the House of Kerosene, and the fragrance that I'm really interested in is Unknown Pleasures. I've had this fragrance on my radar for quite some time. I love gourmands, and this is a gourmand sweet fragrance with the addition of tea, which I also love. So I really want to try it. Unfortunately, in Canada where I am, there's only one online store that has this line available, at least as far as I know. If you know of any others, please let me know. And the site has pricing in US dollars, which doesn't favor Canadian conversion. And it's just that seems like the only resource. And I wish it was available through other resources. I really want to try it. And to be honest, I think in the near future, I'm definitely going to pull the plug and purchase this fragrance. But in addition to this one, I'm just interested in the house in general. So I would love to try samples from their other releases if they were more easily available. And the last question is house or perfume that you would like to rebrand. So this was an easy choice for me. I chose Mugler, specifically their Angel line. And the main reason for saying this is storing these perfumes is kind of a nightmare. They don't stand, they have to lie down. When you have a large collection, it takes a lot of room. I know some of their more recently released stars can actually stand, and the same with Angel Muse. I think the bigger size can stand, but I wish that was the case with all of their fragrances to make storage much easier. So if I could, that's what I would rebrand. So that was it. That was the last question of this tag. I really hope you enjoy it, and please do it yourself and let me know if you've done it. And please remember to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I will see you soon in my next video. Bye.